Hey guys, y'all know what today is. It is Zeta Confidential Mondays. Near and dear to my heart all the time. We're going to talk about it. But before we do, we got a couple of things to take care of. First of all, we need to make sure that we're subscribed so we can continue to have these conversations. Okay, so take 2 seconds, 1, 2, make sure you click that button and click that bell so you can be informed when we're going to have these conversations. I'm going to tell you how dedicated I am, guys. I know it looked like I was on a little 7-day hiatus, but I went to go see my 94-year-old grandmother and I drove 10 hours back today. So you were catching me live, fresh in action, okay, from that 10-hour drive. I got vertigo, I got all kind of things going on, but I'm here to talk, okay? So make sure you subscribe. Head over to zetaconfidential.com. It always helps to read it so we can talk about it. You know what we're talking about. But you, as I always say, you do not have to subscribe to zetaconfidential.com to take something away. But why the heck would you not? Okay, like, it's great. Go ahead and do it. And of course, we need to wish Sydney a happy birthday because it was her birthday this weekend. So we got the gang together. Well, not all the gang, but we got some. So we had Jared, we had Nick, we had Bryce, and of course we had Zay for the Bay. So I love to see young love. I love to see success and positivity. I love to see it. So we got some of that. So we wish Sydney a happy birthday, a prosperous year of continued success, continued love, and continued peace, y'all. Like, it's new for everybody. So I definitely, as you navigate, I hope you get everything that you need in gifts of love, wisdom, prayers, all those wonderful things. But let's get into the Zeta Confidential Mondays, okay? So this week, Zeta talks about fame and how her walk has changed in her life, how it's different. You can't just get up and go to the store with your bonnet. I'm not saying she wore a bonnet. I'm just saying, but like, she can't just get up and go because people are going to see her out, and we want to take pictures. We want to do these things, and y'all know Zeta wants to do it too. And we live in a world where people want what they want what they saw, like, and not always, but y'all know how it is. And so she breaks that down. She talks about different things on, just how navigating social media. And one of my favorite things she talked about was disconnecting. Just, y'all know, we always talk about that mental health. So let's talk about it and break it down a little bit. But y'all know I'm not going to mess up nobody's bag. So, if you want all the deeps, you know where to go. ZetaConfidential.com. But we're going to talk about it and talk about what we take from it. Of course, I am me, so I'm always going to talk from my own perspective, from myself, and I want to hear what you guys have to say in the comments. What did you take away from it? What does social media mean to you? How do you navigate it when you're putting yourself out there? How do you disconnect? We're going to talk about all these things. I'm going to share my things, and I want to hear what you guys have to say in the comments. Let's talk about it. So, for me, just putting myself out there, and obviously I am not on the level of Zeta or anybody for that matter, but when you do put yourself out there, you do put yourself out there too. And for as much positivity as you can get some criticism. And when we're putting ourselves out there, and this is something that Zeta did, she kind of talked about, and she's talked about before, but one of the reasons when we talk about them being so private or choosing what to share and what not to share is when you put yourself out there, people do think they know you, or sometimes it's so easy to, judge something, take something out of context, because we see a snippet and it's so easy for something to go completely left. And I'll give an example. Like, I had someone recently in my comments, the initial comment was about Zeta, how they were sick of perfect Zeta. Now, y'all know, if you are subscribed to my channel or if you're watching my videos, I don't care who you like, okay? Like, I like who I like, but I welcome people to like whomever they like. Talk about whatever you want. It's an open forum as long as you remain respectful, because we don't have to agree. This is what it's about, different perspectives, learning from each other, whatever. Like, I let people do what they do, but, keep it respectful. So the comment was about, I'm sick of perfect Zeta and her intimacy problems. I really like, and don't quote me because, the comment, I believe, was deleted. I didn't see it anymore when I went back to look for it, but saying I really like, I think it was I feel like it was Deb, Sydney, Maddie, and maybe Jesse and Isaiah, whichever, which I said, fine. I said for me, because I can never speak for somebody else, but I said I wouldn't say that Zeta was perfect. I said I don't even think she would say she was perfect. But, I said, everybody's awesome. Like, and it's for different reasons. Like it's awesome that all these age groups can come together and really love on one. Like, I think this is one of the strongest core groups as a whole. Not everybody, there's always going to be some people left out, but as a whole, I think they really have a respect and wish each other nothing but the best, and they navigate on their own terms, not necessarily on what we want to see, but they are there for each other in the ways that are healthy, that are true friendships. So I really, really love to see it. And fun can look different for so many different people. And that was one of the things that I said in my response. Because 21-year-old fun it can look different from 29-year-old fun, from 25-year-old fun. Everybody's different, but allowing everybody to have this space to be great. And we live in a society, I think, that just is constantly pushing people against, putting people against one another, especially women. And I just was like, everybody can be great. Like, it's enough room and likes for everybody. And then I went on to say, because I can't speak for Zeta, I can only speak from my perspective. But when people talk about intimacy problems, I don't think celibacy is an intimacy problem. It's a choice. It's a choice. It's a spiritual choice. It's something that you choose. But that's not my battle to take on. I was giving my, my 2 cents. So then the response became, are you prejudiced? And I was really taken aback. But again, this goes to show, because in people who know me in real life, real time, I think that would never ask me that. And so I was completely thrown and, trying to how do you respond to that? Like, what do you mean? And I think that I'm clear in my videos, but obviously, maybe I'm not, or maybe, something, or maybe the perspective that I do talk about Zeta a lot. I'm not completely deranged. I don't have a clue of what it was talking about, but I do, I did ask to be more specific. And again, this comment I don't think that comment got deleted, but the response back to what was said was, well, why don't you talk about Isaiah and the hurricane? And, and I was just, for me, y'all know I'm always talking about intentions and purpose. I'm not going to do a video on every single thing the Islanders do. Like, I think Zeta did a hair tutorial video. I'm not going to do a video about her hair tutorial or Deb's makeup, or I like those and always support, but I'm not going to do a video on everything. But I do things that are meaningful and impactful to me. And I do things that, I connect with, and that I think that people can take out of, that I can bring something to. Y'all see me, I don't know nothing about no makeup. I mean, every once in a while I get dolled up, but that's not my lane. So, all I can do is that. But, the perception that somebody would think I'm prejudiced, completely blew me. But again, if the perspective is well, you don't do anything on nobody who is not of color, but that could easily be how somebody perceived it. But that's farthest from the truth. If Deb puts out something that I resonate with, if Sydney puts out something, Maddie, y'all see, I've done the video with Maddie. I've talked about Sydney's mental health. If I resonate with something, and I'm definitely going to talk about it. So again, I always welcome feedback. But, but it just goes to show you, again, we see just snippets. So imagine on a, Zeta's coming out of the villa, Timmy's coming out of the villa, these, and whoever, past Islanders, where we see this snippet, and even some, ones who were not as, they weren't fan favorites, like a Phoebe, like a Bria, or, you can go to past seasons, and they're judged off this snippet. And we do all have opinions and we can talk about it, but people are going directly. And y'all know I frown upon going directly to anybody. There's never a reason to go directly to somebody's thing, because there are forums like this where we can talk about our frustrations, what we don't like. Now, if somebody chooses to go out of their way to see that, then, but this is what this is for. But again, it just like I said, it just goes to show you just how something can be so easily, misconstrued. That is why I always welcome feedback. I don't know, to the person that did say that, because I think they have commented on videos in the past and it's been positive. I'm open. Look, we can talk about it. No need to delete stuff. I am definitely, I'm not going to cuss nobody out. If you have questions or ever want to know something about how I feel, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to run from it, because again, I cannot stress it enough. We can all disagree. We don't have to like each other to be able to take something away, or to, just have good vibes. That is what it is. But I digress. So, that was my little TED talk on that, because it really resonated with me, because it almost, like, for a second, something that I really struggle with, and I've really, and I've kind of said it in a couple of videos, but it's becoming more apparent for me. I do suffer from anxiety, and depression is something that I've suffered through on and off. And lately, it has been really hard to push through. So, when you get into a role like Zeta's, where it is your job to present and to always kind of be on, I can't even imagine like what that's like. You do have to stand firm in your mental health, because and especially when you really have to know yourself and remain grounded. And sometimes that's why you have to step back, because I'd be lying, like, it did hurt my feelings, like, and again, y'all don't have to baby me or whatever. Like, if you have opinions about something, like, definitely we can talk about it. But I would be lying if I said it wasn't hurtful, because it was just like, I really try to make it my business to be, inclusive, and, be respectful and share with everybody. And that's a whole nother conversation, which I'm going to do a video about later, which I've kind of said before on why Zeta resonates with me. Her being a woman of color, I would be lying if I say it didn't. But that representation is a whole nother video that I will be doing a video on, because I've done like kind of high level, but I am going to do a video on it. But again, we don't know people, and people being gentle, because we don't know. And a lot of times when we get into the world of celebrity, I don't care from the lower levels of celebrity to the higher levels, we expect these people to be on all the time. And when they're not, or, that they should be allowed the space to have good and bad days. And how you go into it, I think is so important. That's why I absolutely love what Zeta and Timmy are doing when they made the choice to go on their own terms. Because when you go in how you want, when you come back later, you're not having to go back and try to switch things up. You've already stood firm in this. I'm going to do on what's important to me, and I'm going to put myself first. So everybody who's a Zeta fan, everybody who's a Timmy fan, going in that if Zeta steps back, she's stepping back. And 9 times out of 10 is because she needs whatever space she needs. And so, it's not a slight or not, something, so you just know, and it makes it a lot easier than having to step back and go back. So one of the things, like I said, she said that resonated with me is knowing when you have to take time to disconnect from social media, because while it is so awesome and it allows space for us to connect and talk how we love to talk about the different shows. So we love talking about our favorite Islanders. Whatever it may be. If you love cooking, if you love, other shows, it's so many ways to connect with people. But also, just the times we're in is so much where even if you don't necessarily go out, because there are some people who, you're looking at different things to try to look a certain way or be inspired. But even if you're not necessarily, and taking yourself out of just the TV, the vloggers or people who are reviewing things, just even your everyday social media accounts, you may see somebody from high school that you'll kind of maybe find yourself comparing yourself to and kind of beating yourself up. And, that spirit of jealousy and again, and it can just creep up on you. Whatever the thing is, you have to mentally disconnect to not overwhelm yourself, to make sure you are settled and grounded in you. So for as much as we love to connect, and I love connecting with you guys every week, I really, really do. And I still cannot wait. I'm waiting to finish all of this. This is how I disconnect, to show you guys what all I'm doing here and what's coming along. But I wanted to share some of the ways I disconnect. And I'm down, y'all. If y'all want to do some book clubs, some journaling, and share that, I'm Zoom. We can set up a little Zoom. We can make this. I love what Zeta is doing, and we can make this a whole thing, like ZC Nation, whatever. Like, we could definitely take it next level. I love it. But just making sure we're checking in on each other, for as much like as we connect every week, to make sure, like, how do we check out outside? So some of what I do is I'm getting back into photography. And I said it in my last video, I have really been inspired by a lot of Zeta's vlogs, which is why I talk about it, which I've committed to doing Zeta Confidential Mondays every Monday, because it's been inspirational. It's been just therapeutic. I've gotten back into writing. I don't love cooking, but it has opened the door for my son loves cooking, my 8-year-old. He loves cooking. And we homeschool, so I really do try to take advantage of that. I've been trying to take advantage of that a little bit more with him. And so, and doing the freshest of ingredients. So we went apple picking recently. And so we've been finding different ways to cook with apples. So making desserts, putting them in our entrees, so those are some of the ways that I disconnect, and finding my favorite books, and it doesn't have to be, I love art books, just going over different, of course, as a photographer, I love finding different artists to be inspired by, and I love all body types, kind of seeing what that's like. So that is how I disconnect and just take time off social media to really stay grounded. Journaling, I know I said it, I cannot stress it enough. I think it's so important. I think it's important to be able to, and I'll share, I have to find the link and see if they still make it, but I have a journal that does 3 years out. So every day for 3 years, you write. And so it's so nice to go back and reflect on that day from last year or the year before. And so when you get to the third year, you're like, oh my God, hopefully you see growth. But it's always nice to see what was going on and how you've changed and grown. So those are some of the things that I do that I think are really important. So definitely let's connect with each other and help each other, as we, again, just stay grounded in this whole chaotic thing we call life, y'all. So if you got some good cooking recipes that you want to share, leave them in the comments. If you got a good journal that you love or that's your favorite, leave it in the comments. Definitely what I really, really want to do, and that's, again, I cannot say why I'm inspired by Zeta enough, is to continue just a network of people who are supporting and uplifting one another. We come from all backgrounds, all walks of life, cultures, everything. So definitely it's always something to be learned from the next person. And it's always something that unites us. For as much as we're different, there's something that you're going through that I'm going through, and it might not even be the exact same thing, but maybe I might have something for you that I can share with you, and vice versa. So I welcome that. You guys, let me know in the comments what you think. I hope you enjoyed today. I cannot wait to connect with you guys later this week. I am so tired. There's not enough energy drinks in the world to get rid of this vertigo that I have from this 10-hour drive. So I'm going to catch you guys later. You guys have a beautiful night. And I look forward to seeing you at least in a couple of days, if not. But make sure you click that bell so you will be notified. Make sure you're subscribed. And make sure y'all, because Zeta and Timmy have started their vlog. So y'all know, if you don't know, make sure you head over, okay, now, and make sure you are subscribed. And I will talk to you guys real soon. Be looking for another video. Good night.